Okay, I thought I'd make a little video showing how my system works. A few people were asking about it in various places, so I figured, why not? Okay, so I use a program called Hyperspin. It's basically a front end that brings multiple emulators in one area for ease of use. The reason you'd use it is if you have an arcade cabinet or something along those lines. Sometimes you want to have it all in one place. You don't want to have a keyboard sitting out there because it doesn't really look like an arcade system at that point. And you kind of want to jam pack as much as you can into one little box because let's face it, space is a premium these days. Okay, so now that it's loaded through, you see here we got a wheel that has different systems. These different systems, of course, have different graphics and whatnot that shows you different things. I've personally been working on the PSP and the GameCube recently. I just completed minting the Mugen set. It's not complete. It doesn't have all the artwork yet, so I'll show you kind of what a halfway complete one looks like. You'll have these little wheel art right here, and these are custom made by people. Have to be made per game, just like the little videos as well. As you can see, there's some that's not complete at all. What I did was basically make this wheel right here, input all the XML coding to have this wheel work, and created a newer list because the last list was, I believe it was 2012. These lists are pretty old because the software for a long time was on hiatus, and they've just released a newer version of it with the promises of the newest version of it coming soon, a whole new revision, 2.0. So it kind of got me back working on it. I worked a lot on it in the past and lost a lot of data when I had a few drives just go kaput. So I'm working on more redundancy right now than anything. Let's show you a working system here. One of my favorites, GameCube. GameCube and Dreamcast, absolute favorites. So this is what a more complete system looks like. You know, you have your different games, and most of these have videos. They're not loading correctly right now for me because I have it on a slower setup than I normally do. But let's look at a favorite game of some people's here. Look at The Legend of Zelda. And yeah, like I said, the idea is just to bring all kinds of emulators together in one area, and so and make them all run. Because let's face it, like there's like 600-700 different emulators out there. You don't always want to have to go searching through different folders to find what emulator you want to play what game on, and so this makes it really easy. Okay, let's start up Wind Waker here, and as you can see, there's a splash screen with artwork in the background, and this is completely customizable. Different ESRB ratings, and as you can see here, most of these files are stored on zip files because some of these collections are terabytes big if you don't zip them. So there's a back end to this called Rocket Launcher that is taking these files and unzipping them, putting them in a specific place. I have mine putting them on an SSD that I have dedicated just for the cache of this, and then loads them up into the specific emulator that you want playing them. And you can set which emulator you have playing them. If you have multiple ones and different games run better on other emulators, you can actually set that up as well. I haven't done anything advanced like that yet. It's not very hard. It's not very advanced. It's just I haven't taken the time to do that per game or anything like that. And as you can see, it's a nice little interface. And for games that are 4x3, there's some pretty nice guys that have made bezels to go around your screen if you have a widescreen. That makes it look nice when it's in a widescreen and 4x3. So not every game runs 100% on GameCube. There's, that's just an emulator thing. But tons of games do. It's a nice setup overall, though. If you just want to have a bunch of different games and whatnot. They're completely playable 9 times out of 10. And, you know, you guys gotta set the different things up. Okay, it needs to be formatted. Okay, whatever. Okay, whatever. I don't really care. I don't really want to play it right now anyway. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, okay, yes. No. Okay. Whatever. Yes. Okay, there we go. Let's just call him Butt, because Butt is funny, right? Butt, the Ultimate Adventure. All of these games, like I said, they don't all run 100%. 9 times out of 10 they do, because let's face it, I have a 4970K i7, so a lot of these games just run like butter. It really depends on your system when it comes to that, because let's face it, emulation is all about processor power anyway. Very little about graphics cards. But yeah, these files are huge. I believe this set alone is 400 gigs zipped, and that's at best compression. So you need something like this, really, if you want to just on the whim play a bunch of these games. Who has time to sit there and unrar each game every time you want to play it, and then you don't want to play it no more? Well, when you exit the emulator, it automatically deletes those files, so you're not sitting there wasting all those, you know, gigabytes unrarring each file you want, and then I don't want to play it no more. You know, it's silly. So, yeah. No. Anyway, yeah, not every system is set up like I said. Yeah, no, I don't. No, no. Okay. Anyways, so that's that. I mean, yeah. Stop it. I'll show you the back end now. Back end, like I said, it's called Rocket Launcher, and you have all your systems on the side that you saw in the main wheel there. And you basically plug this into Hyperspin. Well, after you plug it in the Hyperspin, you can go in here and actually edit these. And you can change things like the emulators, as I said. There's a global list of emulators. These are all the different emulators that I've added personally, but if you click modules, there's tons of different emulators it supports. And then you can make modules if you're good at AHK coding. You can make modules yourself for systems that don't even exist. But there's tons more than this. You just have to you have to know where to look. You have to know where to look, really. And with this tool, you can do a lot of advanced things. For instance, like I said, I just finished the Musion wheel. And, set up the emulator and whatnot. You go to games. You can audit all the games to see if you have them all on your hard drive, or if you're missing anything. And stuff like MAME even, you can audit. MAME auditing is not very good at all, actually. Because MAME updates so often that I've never used auditing on this for MAME. But for things like Nintendo, I mean, you can audit all of your Game Boy Advance games and stuff like that. Things that don't change a lot, So why would you need something like this? Well, if you have a lot of emulators, play a lot of video games like I do, and you just are tired of having to deal with like the minuscule things, you just set this up and go. Really, I mean, you can set all your. I mean, like I said, with the key mapper options, you can use different programs. The popular ones be Joy XPatter, Joy to Key, and control all of these with the same controls. So that's one of the pros, and I think it just looks nice. I mean, you could even use Rocket Launcher alone, without Hyperspin, to just launch your games. And let's see, you go to your audit, find all your games. See one of my favorite games. Where is he at? I mean, you can use this up here. There we go. And then you just hit the launch button, and you'll still get the loading screen. And it'll launch right up, really. Windows 10 bar getting in my way because somebody decided they want to mess me in the middle of a video. But and yeah, this is fully playable. I believe this is using the main the main emulator, and it's very easy to set up. So yeah, if you want something like this, I mean, that's what you're looking at. You know, Hyperspin is hyperspin-fe.com. I believe it is. Let's see. Yep. And this is where you get the program. I highly recommend, if you're very serious about this, getting the subscription, the Platinum membership. I believe it was only like $30, and it allows you to download things like the beta, the new release beta, go into the forums and advanced forums, have a Platinum member only forum. It allows you to do things like download some of the lists I've been creating, and I'm only putting them on the Platinum forums because I would like people that actually contribute to the project to be getting some of the good stuff, right? I mean, that's the way things work in this world. And for the videos, for the front end, you want Emu Movies. That's another one I highly recommend you support. They make tons of little, like I said, they fully support Hyperspin. And there's this app that if you subscribe to both of these, you can log into it, and it'll automatically sync all that stuff. You don't just have to go and find all of these things. See if I can find it really quick. Quick storage, Hyperspin. You have the Hypersync Cloud. It's basically, once you have these, Hyperspin Loader. Once you have all these things set up in this and in that, it'll automatically download all that artwork that you saw, and it just makes it so easy to set up some of these systems. Now there are more advanced ones that are kind of a pain in the ass to set up, like Zinc. But I mean, for the most part, it's pretty easy. You select which system you want to, get, and then select the media that you want to get, or you can just say all media and sync it, and it'll sync it with both. Now, you have to be a Platinum member of Hyperspin for this, and you have to be a registered member of Movie, so keep that in mind. But I recommend you do anyway. Like I said, if you're heavily into this, just do it. It's $60 altogether. $60 well spent. You spend that on games all the time. Why not on something that you play tons of games on? So that's my setup. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And signing out.